What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Royal King Brian, aka Brian, and you are now here watching another live video. So, for those of you who are gonna watch the live video, you already know who is here. We have a special guest, a good friend of mine. And if you're not able to watch the live, it is okay because I will be leaving this live on a replay and you'll be able to watch this on later on in the day. So right now I'm about to introduce to you guys a good friend of mine. We go way back over like 10 years. It might be over like 15 years, but I'm gonna just say over 10 years, right? Because we ain't trying to age ourselves here, right? So she is a business owner. She is a photographer. She is a model. And she is also now a fellow YouTuber. So I'm super excited to introduce to you guys Michelle Tilman. What is going on?
Going good, and you?
It's going good. It is very early over here in LA.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, I still feel like it's early for me, and it's only like 12:24.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's 9:24. I had to get my coffee. If not, I would have been like, how you
Dead.
doing? How you feeling? I love the backdrop.
I tried.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for being on my YouTube channel. You are a second guest.
Ooh.
I'm super pumped, and we're definitely gonna have you more. So, I usually how this goes, we be on here for like 15 to 20 minutes,
hmm
and if it keeps dragging out, we do a part two, right? Which I will be perfectly fine if you're
Oh no,
able
I'm fine
to.
with it. I'm just awkward like always.
So, guys, check this out. Michelle be so busy. When I first hit her up to do this, I was like, Michelle, I need to get you on my YouTube channel. She's like, yo, I'm busy for a whole month. I'm gonna see what I can do. But she did it. She managed, she's here, and I'm super thankful. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So introduce yourself to the people. Anybody doesn't know you, where you from, what do you do? Introduce yourself.
From
Who's Michelle?
as awkward as I am, because hopefully everyone's gonna sink it in. um, originally I'm from Washington Heights, but moved to upstate, which everyone doesn't consider this area upstate, but I still consider this as upstate. So I'm located in Middletown, New York. Um, like he said, I do photography, I do modeling, I do some video because originally my main thing was filming. But then it slowly just transitioned to photography. And I just thought, like, let me just have these two things in the back just to support my cousin on this end and then, like, my work on that end.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that basically leads right into our first question. So you do a lot of things. So you're into photography, you're modeling now. You started off as video. I didn't know that. So which
Yeah.
is your favorite thing that you prefer doing? Like if you just had to pick one.
Um, Film was like the main thing. Like took, I always take like anybody's camera or like their phones, and it wasn't for like just to look through the phone. It was just to see the camera quality on their phone, like all the time. But I guess the main thing, top thing, film. Because I'm
Film?
always recording everything, and especially like there's moments like I would record something, I won't even remember it. The people who were in there won't even remember it, and they're just happy that I still have it because then they don't have anything to remember that day besides remembering from the top of their head.
That's awesome. So like this episode's titled Making Your Dream Your Reality. And I know we still got a long way to go, but we both have come very far. So how was it starting? Like, do you remember when is it that you got into photography? When is it that you got into videography? What was the thing that attracted you to it?
Mm, Film, I feel like I've been born into like wanting to like have the camera and film everything. I even remember young, like my mom gave me my first camera, and it was like a Fuji little camera, but it was a Barbie. And I only lasted one day with it because my brother was like, obviously he's younger, so he threw it out the window. but I'm not gonna remember that time. So it's just
Yeah.
the thought of like I had like I was always with either a camera or like a phone just to like film something. And then probably when I started working with like a DJ company was when I started to slowly expand more with the photography because I worked there to do video for like any weddings or birthday parties, but then I also transitioned to like doing the photography. And I did go to school for it, but I didn't finish it because obviously not, you go to school and it's like I don't even know how to explain it. Just like you
It's
go to
cool. I went
school,
to school for business and I didn't finish it, and I still have a
yeah,
business. So
yeah. So like, and especially the school I went to wasn't like the greatest on my end. Like I'd rather go to another school that's strictly like only film and photography on that stuff. So I guess like once I kind of like left that, I just stayed with photography because I felt like I can get more people into like I need models or like I can go out and shoot anything rather than filming something and not everyone goes according to plan with that.
yeah, things never
So
go according to plan. I
yeah.
actually have a very similar story. So a long time ago when I was still doing music, I bought a camera. It was the first camera I ever bought for. I had saved like a month for it. And I had it for maybe about a week because my little brother like submerged it in water. And I was just so mad. I was just like, I saved so much so I could get some footage. It's a nice camera. And then my little brother like pretty much finished the
Oh,
camera.
so I'm not the only one.
And I was so frustrated at the time, I remember. So, fun fact, how do I know you?
Jeez.
Do you remember?
When I used to be in elementary school, PS 152, and you were actually, I think you were teaching my brother's class because my brother
Yeah,
was like, I think like what, kindergarten or preschool, but you were like his teacher.
yeah, crazy. A lot of people don't even know that now. Like it's such a long time ago, but yeah, I used to be a teacher. Um,
Yeah. When
and
even when you were like, that was also the time you were also like rapping too. That I remembered. Like, and I
yeah,
think I still kept that one song that I liked the most. But I remember like way back, I knew you as a teacher, and then you were like a rapper, and then you are what you're doing right now.
yeah, it's crazy because I left. Well, for those of you guys who don't know, I left New York and I'm in LA now, as you guys can see by the hat.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. Traitor. Where's that?
yeah, definitely LA is home now for sure. But when I was in New York, people would still come up to me all the time as like, "Oh my God, that's the kid, like the kid right there." And I'm just like, "Yo, can y'all forget about that? Like, I moved on. I moved on." All right, so on to another question. On your journey to becoming who you are right now, right, as a photographer and stuff like that, what was your favorite journey besides like starting? I know like starting is always like, oh, I just started, but what was your
Hmm.
favorite moment? Like you shot a wedding, or like your first time buying a camera, or like the first time getting, I don't know, booked. What was your favorite moment?
Jeez. Dang. Maybe has to be one favorite moment.
All right, yeah. So what's a moment that stands out like that you've done so far in your journey?
Okay, so maybe the Seven Deadly Sins, like little art gallery such photography gallery that I did with my cousin. Just now, just think about it, I'm like, wait a minute, I did this. Um, it was my first one, and I was actually telling my cousin, like, oh, I wanna do something different, and I actually want to have art and photography together, but having like one meaning. So I wanted to do like color physiology. You know how like blue could mean sad, it could also mean calm, or like red could mean love, it could also mean anger and stuff. So I was talking to her about it because I would want her artwork and like my photography together, and this would be like an actual project that I'm actually gonna like. I tried working hard on to like actually make it happen because you got to make sure like you gotta pick the date, the location. You gotta make sure like whatever like, and especially like hers is painting, so it's very for me. I feel like it's easy on her end, but I feel like it's not because I'm not a painter. So this is they're both pride. They're both like Seven Deadly Sins. This is sin for pride. Are you able to see the full picture, or is it just like literally
Nah,
half?
it's like half.
Okay, so I'll move it. So
Yeah.
then this is my pride. I wanted to have I wanted to do splash photography with it. So I literally did it like right now in my basement. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say if that was loud, let me know because I cannot turn that off. I'm in the
Oh yeah,
basement.
I already edited it. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, I did it in my basement. I had the inflatable pool and then I just had my boyfriend or my brother or whoever was around to like throw paint at the model. So this was my pride for the sin. And it was hard because um I wanted to obviously make sure whoever is the model that I wanted to go with the skin complexion, I guess to complement the color more and for Pride it's purple. But the thing was when I was throwing the paint, so it's literally like I'm actually capturing me throwing the paint at the person, and their face reaction is like, when someone throws you a water balloon, you're not gonna like throw like, that type of thing. It was like they're all flinching, they're all like this, they're all like making sure it doesn't get in their mouth and stuff. Because the paint was actually it was acrylic paint and milk from what I researched to get
Oh.
the color. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they
Oh.
don't want to taste that. And then for my cousin's end, which this is why I still have it. I have it here, but if anyone wants it, it is for sale. So was it? So I was, reminding myself like, oh, what does this painting mean in terms of for pride? And she was telling me about like, oh, like even if I'm actually going to look at the text right now because I thought I had it on top of my head, but I'm nervous. um, if you're too prideful, you may fall, but you can always get back up. That's why they have, she put the
That's
rainbow there.
fire. That's really
Yeah.
fire.
And then, like, each painting from that series that we did, she did like a happy balloon. I don't know if you're able to see the balloon.
Yeah,
I'll
I
probably
can
be
see it.
closer. Like,
It looks really, really good.
yeah.
Oh wow, I definitely couldn't see the balloon holding them up.
Yeah. And then the little city right here.
That's fire. That is really dope.
So, but yeah, like this is definitely for sale. I'm just here. I just have it here to help her out, like to get rid of it because it's been maybe like 2 years.
Oh
Like,
wow.
I think before the whole COVID. Yeah. So, like, she still had it and then she reminded me of it. So I was just like, oh, if anything, I take it off your hands and then I'll try to figure out how to sell that because this one's also for sale too. And I also have like a couple of prints left. But obviously, what I wasn't prepared for. I was just like, oh, I want it big so that way everyone can see it. And I'm like, wait a minute, people in the city don't have big houses and they don't have space like that. So I'm like, I should make it smaller. So, and then with that, I also did with the seven deadly sin shirts, but they're different from that because the shirts I actually want the color to stand out more to show like, this sin is this color. Um, so I made it like black and white, and then the paint splatter is the one that pops up the most, which it shows it colorful. So I
Yeah.
guess yeah, that was probably like a favorite stressful experience, but like it's the first step to everything because like you can't just like pop in and think like you got everything planned out and you really don't.
Nah, it's cool. Stuff never goes as planned. I plan on stuff just not going according to plan. Because I used to get so mad when I would like work really hard to make something go one type of way. And it just never does ever, no matter how much you plan. So now I'm just like, it's up in the air, whatever. Like I try to
Yeah.
plan that stuff is not gonna go as planned. And then whenever it does, I'm just like, oh, finally, like, okay, awesome. So so you said you have merch, right? You have the Sally Deli Scenes merch. Are you still also doing merch Mondays?
Yeah, I'm still doing merch Mondays, but I feel like it's always hard to like find the people who want to do it, I guess I would say, because I feel like in this, like obviously in the city, there's a lot of people. So I feel like it's easier to get people in the city to like whoever has like a small business and stuff. But up here is like there's some people, there's some isn't. There's mostly like a lot of people who want to be like artists more towards that side rather than like who's selling merch. So even though like I'm kind of starting small, like whatever I have at my house, like I'm gonna try to obviously support as much as I can, and then like whoever get a chance to like if they want to hit me up that they want me to shout out their merch, I'll obviously like buy it off from them and then like review it at my house because I want to
Yeah,
make sure like everyone should be able to expand their work because you know how everything is always like support is free by just like following somebody, like reposting their stuff, something so simple as that. So like for me, I feel like um doing merch Mondays for my channel, like I want to support them more. Like these people are great, so why isn't that you guys aren't supporting them by buying their stuff? Like even though support, they say support is free, like with the repost and stuff, but it'll be a better or more support that you're actually going out of your way and like, oh, I want to buy it because I really like it and all that.
yeah. People
It's
don't
just
really understand. They start understanding more once they start doing their own thing. That's like
mm,
I sell merch as well and stuff like that. And when I started, I was selling it off I had a studio. I was living in a studio apartment, so I barely had space for this stuff, but I was still like, go and do it. And then people were like, oh, I support you just because you like my post on Instagram. Like that's not really support. And what they don't really know until they start doing their own things, that small support goes a long way. So like for
yeah,
example, you bought merch off of me, and then like you had it, you posted it, whatever, and then like we've gotten closer, and now we're doing a YouTube live together. Like so, like you never know. Like it goes way further beyond than
way
just
beyond that.
yeah. And you can build a friendship with people. Like you get to know people and stuff like that. You get to know behind the scenes what they got going on and stuff like that. And then when it goes vice versa and they start their own thing, you're gonna obviously have the support because you supported somebody else. So besides saying all that, I'm gonna have all your links to your website, to your Instagram page, and all that stuff in the bio once this live is over. So send me all your links to everything, and I'm gonna make sure I post everything in the bio so people can go and cop out.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So with I'm reading the questions, I have them all up.
Oh.
So you've done weddings, right?
hmm
You've done portraits,
Yeah.
and what other type of photography have you done? So like people know your skill sets. And like
I've done
landscape.
landscape, no, because I feel like I may not have the eye for it. Because I know there's some people that they do landscape photography and they can actually pull that off. So it's just like I can see it from there. But if I take it, I'm like, I don't see it. I don't know why. It's just that's not me. I can't see that. So like
So what's your specialty? If you had to go for like, if you're gonna book me, this is what I'm really good at. You shoot models, I know that, and those are really good. And we're about to
yeah.
get into you being a model right after this question.
Uh I guess mainly like the fun portraits, I guess I would say. Like I would love to try to get into more of the creative side and like, stuff like when I did this one, like this was the most creative thing I could think of that I actually did. And then I'm also working on like a candy series, which I'm having like models and they're all gonna have like different types of candy sticking onto them, which that's gonna be tricky because not all candies stick into the skin. That I just found that out from my class last year. But I feel like I would want to get more into that stuff. But I think mainly portraits because I've done weddings, I have done birthday parties. I love to do live events. Because there are times I'll go to like beauty con or comic con to just go out and just take pictures and stuff. I'm not comfortable with newborn photography because at first someone told me about like the lighting is sensitive for the baby's skin. And then I asked a photographer that I follow that she only does newborn photography. And she was just like, that's weird. I've never heard of that. So I'm like, I kind of found it weird too, but I just want to be so sorry. And especially like a baby so like delicate and fragile when they just came out of the womb. So um I I'm not up to that stage, like, I'll do that yet, um, but that might be a thing I may try to work on because I know I would have to get, like, even equipment for that just to make the baby comfortable and, like, try to calm the baby and make sure the baby falls asleep, but, like, no, that's definitely not my specialty. I've done engagements, I've done military shoots, sorry, maternity shoots. What
Yeah,
else?
y'all. You got skills. Book her. Her stuff is
Yeah,
fire. Like I said, I'm gonna leave her website down there. So she's already busy, so let's just get her busier, right?
yeah, please.
Yeah, definitely. So now from coming from behind the scenes, behind the camera to getting in front of the camera, you have been modeling and your model pictures have been coming out amazing. What got you into modeling?
I thought of it for a side type of job, just in case. If film doesn't work out for me, I have photography. If photography didn't work out for me, then I'll do the modeling. And I remember young, I hated the thought of modeling because I had my uncle from my mom's side that he always say like, "Oh, you're a little model, blah blah blah," and I never like photogenic like that. I just like to have the camera, and I'm like, no, that's so girly. I don't want to model. Like I would never do that because like I'm not really crazy about like pageants or anything. Like nothing extremely girly. I don't do. Like I'm such a tomboy, so it's like PlayStation 2, give me that, or like like any of those. So like um I guess time as the years passed by, and then because I was doing film already, and I already have uh, an idea of mine and the stuff knowledge for photography, so I'm like I might as well try working in front of the camera to see how that is, so I could understand both ends of being front and back because there's always two different sides of the story from like working on both ends, and especially with acting too. Even though acting I've done like a little bit, like I rather be an extra because in front of camera, I'm just like nervous, like now.
Front of the camera, you're nervous.
Like filming wise, because I'll start laughing like nonstop. And it's like I realize I have to like kind of wait a bit to be like, all right, I have to get used to this camera. I have to act whatever they want me to act. I have mostly died in like probably I swear to you, I was helping my friend Stu. Like he told me to come to be for set photographer. So I was like, okay, I'm coming, whatever. And it was for a music video for Timothy Dark. And they were like, he told me like, since these people live in the city, can you die first so they don't leave? So I'm like,
Damn, that's how they killed you off first.
yeah, that's how they do me. Like I just die. I just get
That's
shot.
crazy.
So
Well, I love the picture that you have with the flowers. I don't know what was the name of that shoot or whatever, like if you guys named this shoot, but the flowers like covering your eyes and
oh,
like
the headband.
yeah, the
Yeah.
headband. That picture is fire.
Well, that was another series I wanted to do too, but like it was with Gregory or George. I'm gonna mess up his name, and I'm so sorry if he watches this. Because I started doing Facebook groups, and with the Facebook groups, that actually helped me out to get more photographers that I never heard of. Because when you're on Instagram and you see the same feed over and over again because it's based on what you like or who you follow and stuff. So it's not going to expand you to anywhere else unless you click something different. So like with Facebook, which most of the time everyone tells me, like I think you even told me that too. Like, oh, have you even tried Facebook? Like, because
Yeah,
before I had it, and I only had it to play Sims.
yeah.
So, but
I
now
use
obviously I
for
have
most
it for
purposes, Facebook is definitely the number one place to go to.
yeah. It took me a while to realize
And it's good
that.
because you talk to people and you're like, you use Facebook? They're like, no, I don't use it. But if you talk to business people, they on it all the time.
Yeah, like that took me a while. Once when I was doing your class, your online class, and you told me to get a Facebook, that's literally from that point on, like everything has been Facebook for me for like business wise. Cause I'm like, wow, I really didn't think this would help out a lot. So it was like, it's like modeling photography, like a Facebook group where like models and photographers, like they can just put up a post saying like, oh, they need a makeup artist or they need a model for this and that. So I think for one of the posts that I put, I was just like, I would like to expand my work and I would like to try like different photographers that I don't know. And I didn't mind driving to the city if it was for a photographer in the city. This photographer actually lives like a 30-minute drive from me, like somewhere like in New Paltz. And I told him the idea of the flowers because I kind of want to do flowers with meaning, but because I was going to be modeling it because I wanted to shoot it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just grab these flowers. This is like someone last minute because I explained to him it too. So he really liked the idea. It was tricky to put the flowers in my eye without poking my eye. Like I literally grabbed like probably like 6, 7 different flowers, and then I'm trying to like put it in there. And I noticed that there was a trend that time for sticking flowers in your pants. So I'm like, yeah, like that's the trend. I'm telling you. Like I was trying to find like picture ideas on Pinterest, and so I could put it like, all right, my flowers with meaning. So when I get like whatever models, like this flower, this model is going to be this flower or that flower, and it's going to mean this and that. But for mine, I was just like, let me just start off with mine just to like see how it would come out or the idea and stuff. And I didn't mind if he shot it. So I seen it like a main thing, like the flowers. Like a lot of women would put a whole bouquet and they'll stick it in their pants. So like I know it's gonna feel uncomfortable for you to feel the thorns like right on the like in your pants. No, it came out really great. So I was like, yay! Like actually
Definitely,
came out.
definitely amazing pictures. Like all of those pictures that I've seen so far on that shoot was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, now you're doing YouTube. So we're almost at 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to run this off and not we can just do a part two. So now that you're
Okay.
doing YouTube, how is that? Do you enjoy it? Is it difficult? Is it fun? I know when I started doing YouTube, it was fun, and then eventually it got so annoying. And now I'm finding the fun again in it. But
Mhm.
how has it been?
I think it's slow so far, just because I want to make sure I actually have like a main topic for it. Because before it was just like I would literally film whatever. I would not be in front of the camera. I would film whatever. I'll put it up, and I'll never look at it. Like if I'm in it, I definitely don't want to look at it. So now, like doing another channel, even though I still have my old one, but like doing the other channel, actually having like, all right, I'm gonna try to be in front of the camera because this should be like also like a practice for me to like be comfortable being in front of camera and actually talking to the camera. Even though I've been mainly by myself because I have not filmed with someone watching me because I know I will laugh like right now. Um, but yeah, I feel like right now it's slow, but that's just because like obviously the main thing, like you were saying, like I do merch Mondays. That is the main thing I do want to do. I want to support other people. And then there's another thing I want to do, but this time I would have the person here and I would actually interview them based on their small business. But I obviously haven't done that yet. So it's slow. It's getting there, but
It's a
it's
work in
slow.
progress. And like you said earlier, like I think Facebook for business people is the number one place. And then I think number two is YouTube because whatever you do on YouTube, like you're gonna post it, it's gonna stay there. And people are gonna see whatever it is that you posted, whether they see it today or they see it a month from now, or they see it 6 months from now. And they might reach
Mhm.
out to you off the video that they just saw that you posted 6 months ago. Like, so you might land a client like that. So I always say like Facebook not Facebook, YouTube try to treat it like your own reality show. And like
Mhm.
know that somebody's always might be watching. And like so like leave your contact information in the bio, leave your contact information in the description. Because people just might run into you and then like, oh, this girl's weird and cool and awkward. I'm gonna hit her
Yeah, yeah,
up. I'm gonna hit her up. And like, you tell people where you stay too, because a lot of people like, oh damn, I would book her, but I don't know where she lives. So
yeah.
always try to mention where you're from. But that's also I love watching your vlogs. I think I've seen two of them right now. Your
Oh
thumbnails
gosh.
are on point. You got like the best
Yeah.
thumbnails out of
So
anybody
that's the
that
only thing I'm proud of right now. My thumbnail, wow, I can't even talk. You see, that's my thumbnails are on point.
yeah, you definitely got the best thumbnails out of anybody that I know personally that does YouTube. So one more question before we get up out of here. For anybody that's starting that wants to do photography, videography, anything, entrepreneurship, start a business, do merch, what's some advice that you would give them if they're just like, man, I want to do this. I don't have a camera. I don't know where to start. I don't have a website.
hmm
What's just like one
Um,
overall general rule for the whole thing that you can give?
I would, someone
Like,
starting off and they don't have a camera, don't start off with an expensive ass camera because there'll be those people where they want to say that they'll buy an expensive camera and then they'll never use it again. Or like they're not motivated like that because they don't really know their settings. And like I guess for most photographers or some photographers that they'll start off in automatic rather than starting in manual. So I would say like start at a beginner camera before you start blowing money on like a really expensive camera. But a lot of people have different inputs and opinions when it comes to like first purchasing a camera, especially when they do like a lot of research and they're focused on like, wow, this has great quality, this and that. But it's like you have to be the one to go out and shoot it because like the quality could be fine, but it's like how you shot it type of
Yeah.
thing. So I guess like don't start off with an expensive camera. Start off something small and just go out and shoot because you're not gonna get a camera and start telling people, "Oh, pay me this much because you're a photographer." Because there are those people like they'll buy a camera and be like, "Oh, I'm a photographer." No, go out, get some like portfolio build up before you start telling people like, "Oh, you need to pay me this much." Because I'm telling you, I have met somebody and he, I think, just got out of college or high school. He looks younger than me and he's already trying to charge people. And I've seen his work, and it's not the greatest work. I'm gonna be honest, like it's not the greatest work, but it's like start off. I said it. Start off like getting free models, or like just do if you want to do street photography, just go out on the street and just take pictures of whoever.
Some
Like
people try
start off
to
like
just
that.
charge based off how much their camera is worth, and it's like that's not how it is. It's your worth is
Oh
your product. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you shoot? So it's not how much your camera is worth.
yeah, I've never heard of that, but they're ridiculous. If that's what you really hear, they're ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah, I definitely know a few people like I got a $3,000 camera. All my shoots got to be 1,000 and up. Like nah.
I don't even work like that. Like, oh God, that's
All right, so I
terrible.
have rapid questions, basically like real short answers, and then we gonna get up out of here. So, are you
Okay.
ready?
No. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, what type of camera do you shoot with?
I have a Canon 70 and a Sony A7 III.
Okay. Do you think you will ever move out of that camera, like that like out of Canon?
No.
No, you're a pro. I had a Nikon. I ain't gonna front. I spent like $1,000 on it. I shot it. My settings was worse than like an iPhone because I had no idea what I
Oh,
was. I had no idea what I was doing. So if you only could do one more thing going forward, whether it's modeling or taking pictures, which one would it be?
crap. Taking pictures.
Taking pictures. All right. If you can shoot in any part of the world for free, they just say, "Hey, Michelle, I have a shoot for you." It is in where would it be?
Either Hawaii or it's like a small island, but I think it's in India. That's like a nice ass resort. But I would shoot there or Hawaii.
Bet. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Huh?
Blue.
Blue, fire. And last question, are you subscribed to my channel yet?
Of course. I've been doing that. What you mean?
Bet. Appreciate you. Well, I love having you here. We went 30 minutes, our longest live so far. But it was mad fun, OD. And I had more questions, but we're definitely gonna get to a part two for sure.
Okay. Hopefully
Let
I'll be
me
less
know.
nervous.
So, I'll book you a month in advance.
Mhm. Oh yeah, please.
But it was fun. Anything that you want to say to the people?
Don't leave me with that question.
So, like, give your links, your Instagram, your website name. Again, I'm going to have everything in the bio and the description as soon as this live is over. But yeah, let people know where they can find you at.
Okay, so I have two YouTube channels, but they're both the same thing, but one says with vlogs and the other one's not with vlogs. So Savage Flocka. I spelled Flocka wrong, but that was because no one told me that. But I kept it just to be different. So Savage Flocka Vlogs. Two Instagrams. My business one is Michelle T. Media. Not there's so many people who put the name together. It just sounded weird. I'm like, it's just Michelle T. Like Michelle T. Media. And the other one's super long, but I have kept it, and some people like it. So it's awkward yet no, sorry, awkward underscore yet savage Dominican. And obviously the awkward because you already see how awkward I am right now. So yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
when I first saw your Instagram name, I was like, "Who's gonna remember this?" But it's actually like funny and like you actually could remember it because it is a weird name.
most people are like, it's so long, and I'm like, I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else, so I stuck with that, and I'm that awkward. And then the savage is like, I'm not really that savage, but like, I guess people just joke about it, so I just kept it. And then, obviously I'm Dominican, but I don't speak it right, so
It's cool. My Spanish is not all that
my
either, so
Spanish is shit. I'm a sad, like white Dominican, if anything.
it's funny when I definitely speak Spanish. You could tell that I've never been there because I've never been to DR. So it's like you could tell, you'd be like, "Oh, this dude, he knows Spanish," but like he definitely not the
Really?
like.
Damn. Then you need to get out of LA and go to DR.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yep.
I have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. Whenever you go and do a shoot there, I'm gonna go so I can get some pictures taken over there. So I could show people like, look, I came. I
Yeah,
came.
you can.
I'm really Dominican. It's true. Like, look, I got pictures in DR. All right. So thank you for being on my show. I appreciate it. Whatever you need, you know, you can always hit me up. I am here to support. Guys, let's get these paintings bought. So again, I'm gonna leave everything down in the description. And who are the artists and the people's name again?
This painting is Vanessa Torres. I'm actually gonna get her IG right now if I don't fuck it up. If I don't get nervous, if it's stuck. She definitely has a lot more paintings. I have my painting from her. It's called the Rich Bitch series, and it's a butt that has money in it. It's not my butt, so I know some people may see it on my Instagram. But it's not my butt. Somebody else's butt. It's a good looking butt, but it's not my butt. Um, let's see, Vanessa. So she has two IGs. So her regular one is, you know, Vanek Torres. So VNSA Torres. And her artwork, her art page is the same thing. VNSA Torres Art.
Bad,
You
bad,
guys
bad.
can follow
Actually,
her
you know what's
there.
crazy? I was so into the conversation, I didn't realize we had like people commenting and leaving questions. So I'm gonna leave off
Really?
the question because they ask questions. So has your family always been supportive of your dream photography and modeling? And that was from Denelli.
I actually just seen it right now. I didn't even see
Yo,
that
it's
setting.
crazy. I was so into the conversation, I definitely ain't see. I got people saying enjoying this conversation, great advice, and illest teacher word.
Word.
So yeah, has your family always been supporters of your dreams and modeling photography?
My mom, yeah, because she will even wear my merch to work. My dad may been like he was still supportive, like picture wise, but it took him a while just because like the mindset of like my dad's a detective, so like that's all he thought. Like he wants his kids to be like related to police stuff, and my thing was like, that's not me. I'm not into all that police stuff. But it took him a while to like actually like that I'm actually doing these things, even though like it's always hard because you're not going to make millions off of what you do, but it's something that you like to do. Like this is something I want to do for like the rest of my life, but it takes time. So he ended up like being supportive about it, and same thing with my mom. So my mom's been like 100% supportive.
That's what's up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel it. Like when I started, like my dad is a teacher, right? So he
Mhm.
got his degree, and my mom just got her degree, and I don't have no degrees. So you could imagine how that went. But you know,
Same. I don't have no degrees either.
they always been supportive. Like they always like, go do your thing. But um it's definitely not, it's definitely like go do your thing, but go to school. So
Hmm.
it's always one of those, but it's
Yep.
cool, cool. Like you said, they just grew up differently, I guess, different mindset. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So again, I know I said it like 3 times, but peace. If you're new to this channel, y'all, if you haven't been on this channel, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to Michelle's channel. I'm gonna leave her link in the bio as well. Bye.
Bye.